And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow. It is that time of the day again, and it is that guy again. One man went to mow. I'm not really expecting that much of a crowd with this session because I've had to move the starting time quite a few times. But nevertheless, if you are available, then come and join. The session has commenced. I am here, but where are you? One man went to mow, the eagle has landed. I would like to see, though, at least one person here with me. But then, of course, I have no expectation of seeing too many of you here with me. One man went to mow, that Oyo guy again, talking nonsense only the way that is peculiar to him uniquely. Nevertheless, come share in the nonsensities. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed, and you need to land with me. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water. Oh, yeah, let's see go. Water, only water, where they see ma. Water. Oh, yeah, she go come again. Yeah, baby. Water, 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 water. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa oh night oh. Hapa oh night oh. Look like Emma. Hapa you don't come oh. Hapa oh night oh. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí àkẹ́kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Chifu fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there we are. Iku Koniriwagbeshe by the K guys. Iku Koniriwagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. I don't want to leave Aso Rock a failure. The Aboki, of course, speaking to space and time, something you might well have concluded is already too late, but nevertheless, this is now his vaunted ambition, appointing people that are not fit for purpose into positions that are beyond their capacity, but nevertheless, he doesn't want to leave Aso Rock as a failure. So how that quite pans out, the Aboki explains shortly. Wike outlaws open grazing in rivers, are sent to law on VAT collection others. So Wike now seeing that gap in governance within the Nigerian space is moving very quickly now to seize as much charge of its own space as it possibly can, localizing value-added tax collection within his own domain. This is what Wike has done, so we find out how he has done it. You have failed already. PDP replies to this, Buhari's desires not to be seen as a failure. So, thought and retort in that sequence, and Wike chimes in. So, plenty to go through. The hyperlink is in the comment section if you want to come and join me and interact with the session. So just click on that. What's that link in the comment section that says StreamYard? If you click on it, then you'll be on the screen just like me. interacting with the session and voicing your opinions on the talking points. So I'll bring you a little intermission of our Igbo flutes and then we get into the throes of it. But first, to the Igbo flutes. And there we are. So now let's just get straight into it. Let's first start off with Buhari. I don't want to leave Aso Rock a failure. Buhari tells security chiefs. President Muhammadu Buhari pardon me. Okay, so that's fine. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday told the nation's security chiefs that he is not ready to exit government as a failure. National Security Advisor NSA Babagana Mangano disclosed to State House correspondents after the president met with heads of military, police, and other security agencies at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja on Thursday. The president, therefore, threatened to sack and replace the security chiefs if the security situation in the country did not improve. According to the NSA, the president has made it abundantly clear to the heads of the security agencies to go back to work immediately after the security meeting, warning that he will have to make another change if the security situation in Nigeria does not improve soon. He has also made it very, very clear that he is not ready to exit government as a failure. He is not going to tolerate that. He's not going to tolerate that. He's made changes and is ready to make further changes if he is not satisfied. He is completely determined to ensure that there is a turnaround in the fortunes in the theaters of operation. Mongono said that meetings focused largely on issues arising from the successes recorded in the theaters of operation throughout the Northeast. So Mongono essentially said that the meeting, that should say, but that's not how it was written. It is evident that a lot of successes have been recorded. Large numbers of people are surrendering in the Northeast as a consequence of the relentless efforts of the armed forces, intelligence, and security agencies. This is very, very evident. We have never had such a large number of people defecting from the other side back to the Nigerian side, mainly as a result of many issues within the theater, issues of infighting amongst the various factions of the terrorists. But the new drive of the armed forces, the police, the intelligence agencies, there has been greater cooperation, greater synergy, intelligence sharing, as well as our partners in regional intelligence fusion units. So the president was briefed. The president is quite happy that there has been tremendous success, especially with the advent of new service chiefs and inspector general of police. Concerning insecurity in the Northwest and Plateau State, the NSA said we have seen a significant drop in number of incidents of kidnapping and banditry. Nevertheless, a lot has to be done because, like I have said already in the past, as far as people are concerned, there shouldn't be any incident of kidnapping, banditry, and other incidents of insecurity. We also addressed the issue in Plateau, the recent killings, and the president has made, he's given certain directives to address that. There is also expressed confidence in the efforts of governor of Plateau. So I'm not quite sure how that reads. We also addressed the issue in Plateau, the recent killings, and the president has made that he has given certain directives to address that. Is also anyway, I don't know what that quite means, but that is how it's written. But I think you get the thrust of it. So get the thrust of this. Wike outlaws open grazing in rivers, assent to laws on VAT others. So Wike moving to into space now. Rivers State Governor Yemson Wike has assented to the value added tax, open grazing and grazing prohibitions, and three other bills recently passed by the Rivers State House of Assembly. He gave his assent to the laws, including the Child Rights Amendment Law, Resident Registration Agency Law, and Naming and Renaming of Infrastructure Law on Thursday in Port Harcourt. According to the governor, the judgment of the Federal High Court in the state capital has significantly addressed the illegality of value-added tax collection across states by the federal government via the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He stated that the collection of taxes meant for states by the federal government has choked the states financially and turned them into beggars. Of course, we are all aware that the states have already been strangulated. Governor Wike was quoted as saying in a statement by spokesman Kelvin Ibiri, most states depend on allocation from the federal account. States have been turned into beggars. Hardly will any day pass that you won't see one state or the other going to Abuja to beg for one fund or the other. Governor Wike believes concerns should be on Governor Wike believes concerns should be on establishing whose duty it is to collect value-added tax and the constitutionality of such a position before talking about who is going. Let me take that again. Governor Wike believes concerns should be on establishing whose duty it is to collect value-added tax and the constitutionality of such a position before talking about who is going to suffer. No longer fashionable. The Rivers State government, he said, awarded contracts to companies and paid over 30 million naira to contractors within the last month. Now, look at 7.5% of the 30 billion naira of contract we awarded to companies in Rivers State. You will be talking about 3 billion naira only from that source. Now, at the end of the month, the Rivers State government has never received more than 2 billion naira in value added tax. So, I have contributed more through the awards of contracts and you are giving me less. What is the justification for it? He queried. The governor remarked that states have been so weakened that they could barely survive without the monthly revenue received from the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee. He stressed that attaining financial autonomy for the legislature and judiciary would be difficult when states were not allowed to collect due revenues as specified by the country's constitution. Whilst thanking the state lawmakers for ensuring the speedy passage of the bill, Governor Wike assured residents that every area of law will be maximized for the survival of Rivers State. In his remark on the law prohibiting open rearing and grazing, he stated that condoning such practice would be inimical to development and peace for any state. Cattle rearing, according to him, is an agricultural business and the law is so intended to stem clashes between herdsmen and farmers. All of us know what our people have suffered in terms of this open grazing. Today, all Nigerians have come to accept the reality that open grazing is no longer fashionable. Even our brothers in the north have agreed that it is no longer fashionable, he said. So, Governor Wike being quite punchy and talking tough as is often his wont. Talking tough though, but equally acting tough, which is the key thing. Talk the talk, walk the walk. So Governor Wike talks the talk and walks the walk, but Malam Buhari talks the talk, but does he walk the walk? Well, not according to PDP. You have failed already. PDP replies Buhari. Following the directive from President Muhammadu Buhari to service chiefs to curb insecurity so that his administration would not be tagged a failure, the opposition People's Democratic Party PDP has told the president that he is already a failure in governance and will leave a failure. The PDP described the statement by President Buhari that he will not leave office as a failure as a medicine after death, noting that himself and his corrupt, inept, directionless, and anti-people APC will leave as failed leader and party. PDP, in a statement on Friday by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondiyan, asserted that President Buhari's veiled admission of failure, which marks as a tactic to exonerate the APC, is an exercise in futility as the APC, which now only exists on paper, will soon fizzle from our political firmament, having shown itself as perverted platform that cannot be entrusted with governance at any level in our country. President Buhari and his APC have failed in their three-pronged promises of security, anti-corruption, and economic development. They have instead wrecked all sectors of our nation's life with no hope in sight. President Buhari has so failed as commander-in-chief that non-state actors have taken over, with regions now resorting to their own security outfits, whilst state governors, including his home state, Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari, telling helpless victims of terror attacks to defend themselves. On the economic front, President Buhari has only succeeded in ruining the once robust economy handed over to him by the PDP administration in 2015 and turned Nigeria into the poverty capital of the world, where 82.9 million once thriving Nigerians can no longer afford their daily meal and other necessities of life. Moreover, the Buhari presidency cannot point to any landmark project it conceptualized, started, and completed in the last 6 years. The opposition party said that Buhari has mortgaged the future of the nation with accumulated 33.107 trillion debt with nothing to show and no clear repayment plan. More atrocious is that Mr. Buhari is seeking to borrow additional 5.62 trillion when he knows that he has less than 2 years left in office. Rather than fighting corruption, the APC-led Buhari administration has become the citadel of corruption, where over 15 trillion naira have been reportedly stolen by APC leaders from various agencies under the cover of government. The party said that what is expected of Mr. Buhari and the APC at this point is for them to end their media orchestrations, apologize for their failure, and allow Nigerians to chart a fresh course as they rally with the PDP to salvage our dear nation. So the cut and thrust, the to and fro, the back and forth of political life. UK, we see you. Ajanle Koko, we see you. So good to have you both gentlemen. To you first, UK, Buhari does not want to be a failure, but is now 6 years into it. What is your assessment? What is your verdict on the Buhari tenure? Failure or not?
Well, it's failure because of one, the insecurity. Sorry, let me greet everyone. One man, how are you doing? Ajali Koko, how are you doing? Good morning from here.
How are you?
Good. Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing, UK?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. one day I would like to see Ajali Coco. One day I would like to come to Nashville, to at least to have that their rock and roll and country music.
No, Ajale,
Yeah.
Ajale Coco is incognito. You know, Ajale Coco is not in America, he's in Aso Rock. He's our inside man. He cannot show his face, so he's our inside man in Aso Rock.
I don't want to be in Aso Rock now. I don't want to be there now. I don't want to be around the criminal now. No.
Well,
so UK, he came in under three-pronged promise, as they said. Insecurity, the economy, and what was the other one? But I cannot see that it succeeded under.
He said he will make $1 to £1. So that one is the one that was very, very. That's the thing that even made me to support him. If you could have make it $1 to £1, but which I know that it is gonna be impossible. Well, we know, everybody knows that Buhari administration is totally failure because one, what they promised, they are doing the opposite side. The insecurity, when he came, though the insecurity was there, but wasn't as much as it is now. These people going people's farm, killing people, going people's community, chasing them out, doing all kinds of things, and they just turn their eye in a different way without even clamping down on all these terrorists. Then another point is that instead of them catching those people, when they get them, instead of them to try them and lock them up, then they will let them go. The one that paid me pass is that wakili of a person, and the one that happened during when they were tracking one guy. One of that is it something Ndume. I think you remember that one that they even killed some police that were even tracking the guy. Till today, nobody knows how the case has gone. So I'm very, very disappointed in Buhari administration. So what I want to say, let them give us Oduduwa, let them give us Biafra. I'll keep saying that. So that things will be.
No, but that's the thing. Security, anti-corruption, and economic development. So security, you've already described an abject failure. Anti-corruption, I think we can all agree, a total failure. And in terms of the economy, not only has he not progressed it, he has completely regressed it. So if he doesn't want to become and to be seen as a failure, I'm suggesting that plenty apologies needs to be issued. For the rest of his administration, he should be coming on national television and going on his knees and begging because he has wrecked the country.
Yes, yeah, because what they have turned Nigeria to be, it's very, very disappointing. Nobody is happy. Nobody is living well. Even both the poor and rich are living under fear. For the fact you are living under fear in Nigeria, what's the reason of living now? Because anywhere you stay and you don't feel safe, which means you're not living. So it is very, very disappointing. Everybody is under tension. Nobody know what can happen in Nigeria. Nobody. Even them as a politician, they don't know what is going on. Because if they know truly what is going on, they should have even arrested the situation, So
and this success that they are trying to claim in the fight against insurgency in the Northeast is a misnomer, because what is happening within the insurgency is factional fighting and people giving up on factional fights and running into the arms of the Nigerian structure for safety. So you know that ISWAP and Boko Haram, they are battling it for supremacy there. And I think a lot of the combatants are giving up and running for safety, running to Nigerian hands for safety. So it is nothing to do with anything that the security agencies are doing. It is the infighting amongst the various factions of the insurgency that is leading to people now surrendering to the army. Really, this is what they're doing. Go on.
Yeah, so you can tell that the government, they are behind all these people, because if the government is serious, this thing will not even take at least let us 3 months. Let's just say one year. All these things, the tension will dial down, and these people will not even. Could you imagine a whole federation just come on the bandits are running everywhere, as like a wildfire, So if this thing, I mean, since this thing is continuing like this, I think I will even tell you that our people, our government, they cannot even overpower them again. So it is left for the citizens to know what they should do. And what I want to advise all citizens there, they should try to rise up and begin to do the needful, because if we don't do it, all these things will consume us in our silence.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So it's better
yes.
that we rise up. It's better that we rise up. This thing, you can't say you don't care. No matter where you are, it must surely reach you. I don't care where you are in Nigeria.
You know that even some of us that are outside of Nigeria, this thing is affecting us because it affects the way you live your life. You cannot travel freely to Nigeria. You have concerns about the people you have in Nigeria. So this insecurity is even reaching over the Atlantic to affect your individual lives.
Yeah, what you say is right, because for me, I know how many times I book my flight, then I cancel them, because one, my younger sister, she will tell me that, man, even some of them don't even know what is going on, because sometimes I do ask my sister what is going on. They say everything is fine. I tell them no, everything is not fine, because if everything is fine, things will not be happening like that. Though downside is not as much as is happening over the north and some part of the Midwest, So, but at the same time, I know I have booked my ticket twice this year. I canceled them, because of the insecurity.
There you go. You don't want to go and face it. But staying in the south, Wike are talking tough and moving tough as well. He's now assented to law the right to localize value-added tax within his own domain, saying that it cannot be the case that he's generating money, handing it over to Abuja, and they are giving him small change on his own money. So he cites the example of awarding 30 billion in contracts and getting about 2 million back. So he cites example of how it's been shortchanged, but essentially now localizing via a court judgment, collecting taxes within his own state. Is this a good move, and should this be repeated by every other state, at least in the south, to try and localize and rescue some of these things from federal hands?
Yeah, it's a good move, because somebody cannot be in the water. Soap will be entering your eye. It's a very, very good move, because every region, should manage their resources so that for their own betterment and the betterment of the citizens. People who are in the north cannot be taking something from the south, because one, they are not contributing any development, and they are not bringing in anything. So why would they be taking money from where they did not sow? Somebody should be able to sow and reap where you are. So for that action that we can have taken, I'm in support of that action. I think every region in every part of that country should manage their resources and take care of their people. I mean, that is what I would say in that aspect of action that we can have taken.
All right, thank you. And what do you just think of Wike in general? Because I find with me, sometimes I like him and sometimes I just find him an annoyance. Especially,
Wike is an ogogoro man. Sometimes he does well, sometimes he does bad. So Wike is like a bat.
Yes.
We call them also. He's not. He doesn't belong to the human. He doesn't belong to the. So
it depends. Yes. Before he has had his shakis, it's all right. But after the first glass of what is it, brandy, then it's the other side. All right. Thank you, UK. Always a delight to hear from you. Before I come to Ajanle Koko, let me go to Danjuma, who seems to be a new voice, and we're always keen to hear new voices. Danjuma, are you with us? Is that Danjuma of the Theophilus variety? Are you Theophilus? You are not Theophilus.
This is Dan.
Okay. Dan. You they hide behind. Are you? What is this? All right. If it is okay. Okay. Let's hear. Long time. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing great. Yesterday, I was watching everyone. You know, the topic of yesterday was very, very interesting. But I don't want to come here, especially Ajale Coco and Dosena or what? This better guy.
Yes.
Doseno, exactly. Yes. I was really enjoying the topic. Ajale Coco, good afternoon, sir. UK, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm fine. I'm doing great. I love to hear your voice. Because I was sleeping when I hear your voice, I say I should come in.
Yes. This is it. Ajale Coco is our unique selling point on this platform.
The only one thing I want you to do for me now, Wama, please tell Ajale Coco to show his face because everyone wants to see his face.
No. This is the one thing. No. This is the one thing I never do.
I will show it one day.
Yes.
Please, I'm too desperate to have it now. I want to see it.
Yes. But then if you see his face, then you'll start to listen to his voice differently now. You know that way.
I believe
me, I used to do audio something before, but now that I showed my face, people are saying, so this is this bald-headed guy that is always making noise. Now we don't catch you. So don't catch him yet. But congratulations. They are crowning your king as we speak. They are crowning your king as we are speaking now.
Yeah, of course, they are crowning. Exactly, yeah. I even follow it. I think yesterday in BBC. BBC were showing, BBC Pidgin English was showing the, highlight the way the things was going. So I was watching it yesterday.
Yes. In fact, they are
let me go back to Buhari.
Yes.
For me, Buhari is already failure. It's already a failure. I mean, there is something I want you to understand is that if Buhari can even come to Nigeria and tell us the month that remains, we should pay in so that she should go back to Dora. We can kindly contribute this money in diaspora and give to him to go. Because this problem now is that we can't wait till 2023 itself. Buhari is causing more chaos to this country. Because if Buhari continues 2023, there is possibility that there is no Nigeria before 2023 if Buhari continue this way. There is something I just feel that Buhari, I don't like it. Although the first time, I agitate for him. Although I was in Italy then, so I even called my family to vote for Buhari because I was thinking that, Jonathan regime was too corrupt and, we need change. So this is the reason although I was here, but I tried to campaign for him. Maybe I asked people to vote for him. But the second tenor, I was not really happy. The only best candidate I was having in mind is Omoyele Sowore. And one man, please, let me come back to you. Please, this platform, I know that I'm trying to, tell you what to do in your platform.
No, it's feedback now. It's feedback.
Don't always try to paint Omoyele Sowore with black color. Because Omoyele Sowore, for me, is one of the best candidates Nigeria we always have. There's no person like Omoyele Sowore. In my heart, I love the guy. Die.
You don't think he's an Ogogoro? You don't think he's an Ogogoro man?
No. See, there's something I was watching yesterday. There's something I was watching yesterday for AIT in 2019. The Omoyele Sowore campaign when AIT invited him. Each time I watch this guy speaking, I don't know. I can live my life. I can give my life just for Omoyele Sowore to be president. I can pay for. No, I'm telling you the truth because you know why? Sometimes when Angelico Coco is saying something, people always condemn him. I always feel that they don't know even self. Angelico Coco doesn't even love Omoyele Sowore the way I love him. But we are not related. But let me tell you the truth. The problem of Nigeria, Omoyele Sowore is the best candidate. How can you tell? I don't have problem with Kingsley Moghalu. How can you be dying with people that destroy Nigeria and you want me to give you power? And tomorrow those people will use you as puppet. Omoyele Sowore, you can never use him as puppet. This is the problem that you see, that even the old generation, the politician don't want to give him space.
But do you not see him as a freedom fighter? And freedom fighters traditionally are not essentially leaders and builders. We saw that with Mandela. We saw that with Che Guevara. We saw that with all the freedom fighters. Freedom fighters are not necessarily leaders. They don't understand economics. They don't understand diplomacy. All they know is that something is wrong. So he cannot really be a president. I don't think he has that in his makeup.
Let me tell you something. There's something I want you to understand. You see, Mandela, even when he was freedom fighter, he ruled as 4 years before he handed over the power to the second person.
I know, but was he a good president is the thing. Did he do anything? He didn't do anything as president.
Yeah, of course. You know one thing you need to understand. A freedom fighter, when you come to power, there is a people that you need to remove. For me, I am not angry with anyone because they say I'm too rude. But let me tell you, if I should have opportunity to be a president today, I might not do any one thing. But you see all the old leaders, I will kill all of them.
Yeah, this is it. You just want to go there and slaughter people. Eh?
This is the thing. I'm sorry that I'm saying this word, but this is the truth. Because you see, those people, you know, sometimes when Omoyele Sowore is speaking, it's just like he's speaking my mind. Each time I look at Omoyele Sowore speaking, you see, there is something that someone said yesterday.
Can I interject 1 minute?
Oh, you can.
One man.
Yes.
Freedom fighters in so many places, so many countries have done a lot for their country.
As leaders,
yeah.
Okay.
One of them is Fidel Castro.
Right.
Do you want to tell me that Fidel Castro is a failure?
He wrecked the country. Cuba is still trying to recover from Castro. Cuba till today.
Hello.
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay. You want to regard him as a failure?
He wrecked the country. They are still trying to recover from him.
That's not true. He didn't wreck the country. It's the Western world that. Hold on, Mr. Woman. It's the Western, world that imposed sanction to him, to that country, and they didn't let that country open up to the world. So you have to consider that factor. But what he has done in terms of education, in terms of security in that country, in terms of every health sector, in terms of infrastructure.
You know, they have no economy in Cuba, only prostitution. You know, they don't have any. He put that country in purgatory for about close to 40 years, a pariah state. They have no economy, only prostitution and tourism is the economy. Off the back of Castro misrule and corruption, of course. He was corrupt.
He's never a corrupt leader.
Castro?
That is what the Western media paint to you, sell to you.
Well, we all get our information from the media. Yeah. We are not.
Have you seen? Has any of his bank account been published outside this country?
Well,
did you own any property outside this country? You see the Cuban doctors, they are one of the best doctors in the world.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. They have more doctors. But yeah, they have more doctors, per capita than any other nation in the world.
Exactly.
But what quality of doctors are they?
They are quality. They are one of the best.
You know that Cuba was for a very long time a pariah state, and that then tells you that they don't have access to the latest knowledge. So the trainings of the doctors there are virtually absolute. So they are doctors as per 1950s standards, but certainly not contemporary standards.
Not true. Let me tell you the truth. A lot of Americans travel to Cuba for medical treatment.
Exactly. Not only America, all over the world.
You understand what I'm saying? And you have seen their contribution in, to African nation in during the struggle for independence. They have sent doctors to the front line in so many countries in Africa.
But are they not making? Are they not Mickey Mouse doctors? Are they proper doctors?
They are proper doctors. They are
proper
well
doctors.
qualified doctors.
Woman, why?
One man.
Where these guys coming from?
Qualified doctors. Let me tell you this: it is the Western world.
Would you allow yourself to be treated by a Cuban trained doctor?
Yes.
You will allow yourself to be treated. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. They are qualified doctors. They know them. And look. All the Western media with their hypocrisy and their way of selling, destroying some leaders in propaganda, using their propaganda machine to destroy some other leaders in the world. Look, is the sanction that the Western world imposed on that country that almost crumbled that country, but they are never crumbled. They stood up for their country, and that is why that man was able to last long for about 50 years on throne.
Because he had a strong.
Pull him down.
He ruled by force, not by popular will. He didn't rule by popular will. Did he rule by popular will? Was it the wish of the people to have him?
Well, that is what the Western media was selling to you. That is what they're selling to you. That is what they're selling to you. Now, another great leader, freedom fighter in Africa is Robert Mugabe.
Exactly. Right. I wanted to mention this guy. Thank you very much.
Look at how he ended, though. Look at how he ended.
Yeah, the country was moving in the right direction before they started sanctioning that nation, exactly. And they were all just to bring down that man and destroy his personality. And they were used to know as a food basket of South African countries.
You know that they use wheelbarrows to carry money now in Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
you use a million to buy a loaf of bread. This is
can I interject?
Mugabe's legacy.
Okay, go on, Dan, if you want to interject.
Okay, there is something I want one man to understand. You see, Zimbabwe, Mugabe, it was the best leader that Zimbabwe can ever achieve in their lifetime. I don't think there is. I don't think there is.
Don't go to Harare and say that. They will lynch you. They will lynch you if you say that in Harare.
Let me finish. So, do you know what I want you to understand is that the Western, they call there is one man here that normally called the Babylons. You see, the Babylons, they don't want anything that will good in terms of Africa or the people that related to black race. This is the problem. If you are good, they will come for you and they will destroy you. They will want to use your own to destroy you. And
they did not destroy Mandela. They did not destroy Mandela. They celebrate Mandela.
But at the end of it, before Mandela died, have you ever watched the interview, the one that they grant to him before he died? He said the promise that the white people promised him, no one they fulfilled for him. He said he don't want any South African person to suffer. But today, what all the white people, the white European promised, everything they never fulfilled anyone. And he was very angry.
Not obliged to him. The fight to get him out of incarceration was global.
There is something you need to
march for him in every capital city in the world: New York, London, Paris, Berlin.
There is something you need to understand in Mandela. Mandela is a freedom fighter. Quite all right. I'm not disagree with that. But you know that even Mandela, he pleased the white folk.
Yes,
for his own people. He pleased the white folk for his people. That's why you see that.
When he went,
that's why you see.
Sorry, I was going to say when he went and wore that Springbok T-shirt. You know, the South Africa is a rugby playing country, and rugby is a white sport. And when this guy came out of prison, he wore that Springbok, that is what they call their team, shirt, which a lot of people felt it was a betrayal of his people. but they're not.
This is the problem. That's why you see that the white people always promote. They will only tell you that the best revolution freedom fighter in Africa is Mandela. But there is a lot. But don't.
Are you calling Mandela an Uncle Tom? Or is this what you are saying? Is it an Uncle Tom?
No, but you see, there's something you need to understand. When you listen to Black America, there's a Black America that I want you to always watch. They call it Dr. Louis Farrakhan.
Farrakhan. He's a joker.
No, it's not a joker. This man is very old now, but when he was very young, no. This guy said the fact, and these are the facts, but he's always annoyed to hear the fact. This is the problem of Africa. We are not going anywhere if we are always condemning our hero because
it's because we choose the wrong heroes. Is the real problem. We choose all these kumbaya elements. So if you are saying to me that you like Sowore, then I'm not surprised that you like Farrakhan because it's the same language. And that language now is one of the biggest problems that we have. All these Kumbayaists that they speak to populism, they just speak to what people want to hear. They chant what people want to hear and just not speak to the reality of the space. This is it, Kumbaya.
Well, you said you call it Dan. Give me 1 minute. You said between that.
Woman.
Frank, you said Louis Farrakhan is speaking Kumbaya. You don't know the problem that Black people, faces.
Exactly.
In America, that's why you talk like that. And
you are talking this
when you see this, some of their leaders standing up, to protect their people, and you see the Western world or this propaganda machine that you have in Western world, painting them as Black people. Somebody like you, we accept it as if,
exactly.
These people are not doing the right thing. The same thing they were saying. Hold on, the same thing they were talking when Martin Luther King was fighting for Black people before he was killed. After he was killed, they started celebrating him. Oh, this and that. But when he was doing that job, they call him terrorist. They call him all sorts of names. So one man, look, we have some great. We have some. How do you describe them? These freedom fighters that have been in the position of leadership in their country and have done wonders to their war. To that country. One of them is Muammar Gaddafi too. Muammar Gaddafi did the best for that country. After they brought him down, look at what the country has become. Even Obama, who was in government then, that led that invasion of their country, he said it in a recent interview that he regretted that he did that he carried out that action against that country.
So he's going to present himself at the Hague then for human rights trial, Obama.
Who is going to do that? Who is going to do that?
If he's regretting the genocide, he's saying he regrets genocide, he should present himself at the Hague so that he can be tried for human rights abuse. He regrets. But going back to Farrakhan, I'm not speaking to Farrakhan based on any public. I watch a lot of that Nation. There was a time that I just gorged in excess on that Nation of Islam type mentality, which is where Louis Farrakhan is vested. And I came out of it thinking that these are just a bunch of opportunist Kumbaya-ists. And this is how I categorize Farrakhan. So that is not to say that that is not to disparage the Black struggle in America. But I don't think somebody like Farrakhan is the champion of any struggle. He's a man speaking to populism. He's a man wanting to be popular. He's an opportunist and a chancer in the same manner that I say Sowore.
Well, that is what the media paint to you. All this corrupt media.
Yes, that's exactly.
You don't know. You don't live here.
Yeah, well, I follow enough of the news.
You follow him.
Is it not Nation of Islam? Is it not Nation of Islam?
Yeah, Nation of Islam. You don't you don't know what they stand for. You don't know what they represent. If you know what they represent,
is it not black emancipation? Black emancipation, is that not the totality?
Let me tell you one man. They only call it Nation of Islam. It doesn't mean that it's always preaching about Islam. He's always fighting for black.
I know. Yeah, black emancipation.
Black
that's what
in America. You understand? Yes. Because he normally, when you watch it, he normally go to church. Almost all the old churches in America, the black church in America, they always invite him. He always tell them that
because it's kumbaya. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you describe it as kumbaya, but you don't know
what now. You just don't want to admit it. You know it's kumbaya.
No, it's not kumbaya. It's not kumbaya. You describe, you just don't like a freedom fighter. Period. That is what. Okay. Yeah, one of the people that doesn't like all these freedom fighters. So that's your
exactly. So I see it. I see it on one man's body. You don't like anybody that is fighting for freedom fighter. I see it. You don't like anyone.
I like Mogalu. Mogalu is a freedom fighter. I like Mogalu.
How?
That one is that one.
Let me tell you. I don't have problem with Mogalu, but I prefer to give Peter Obi for me to give Mogalu. Mogalu is a pope. Let me tell you something. Mogalu, not that I don't like him. Not this situation in Nigeria right now. We don't need person like Mogalu because he's going to be a puppet to those old people before. We need people that will stand on their own. We say Jonathan is very lazy. He's a puppet. They always call him. But now we are going to the one that is going to worse than Jonathan.
All right, Dan, let me bring you back on topic and just now to Buhari failure or not, and Wike talking tough in Rivers State. So your thoughts on those, so that we just contain this session and make it short. So your thoughts on Buhari, your assessment, insecurity, economy, and this is what it's saying, and corruption. So those were the three strands with which he came into power. So now that's now the standard of assessment. What is your verdict? Is it a failure or not, Buhari?
For me, since 2015, I know Buhari is already a failure on his government. I'm telling you the truth. Since 2015, Buhari is already a failure. It was a mistake that Nigeria we all make. You understand? But for me, I don't look. Buhari doesn't have anything to offer to Nigeria. Look at what he's doing now. He's signing in rubbish. But I'm not angry with this petroleum bill that he passed. I think last week. Yeah, I don't know. PIB. I'm not against that. But I know that Nigeria, we can't continue like this. This is why I don't know if you watch Nina's. I think last week here, when the Professor Banji Akintoye, when he was saying, which is Pedro Obaseki, they were trying to say that 120 days that they give to federal government is already finished in, I think, last week on the 16th. Yeah, on the 16th of this month. Yeah, it was finished, and they want to take the assure right now. And the assure is that they just want to, now every region should control everything, control the security and everything. Federal government don't have the right to tell you what to do. You understand? Buhari is already failure. Nigeria is divided to the extent in one state, people are divided. This one will say you are from this place. This one will say you are from, Buhari divided Nigeria. To imagine, even we in abroad, we hate each other. Sometimes I'm sorry to use that word, but when we see this one, we say this one Igbo. This one Igbo will say this is a Edo person. This one will say Yoruba. We are so divided. We don't stand for one thing. This is failure of leadership. Let's forget about that. Buhari is already right. So from 2015, I know Buhari is already failure. That's why you see in campaign 2019, I was not really supporting him, because my Facebook to date, when you check my Facebook profile, and most of my picture there is a Moyele Sowore picture I put when he was campaigning. I'm telling you the truth, because not that he paid me. He didn't pay me, but I just, I love the guy.
Are you sure? You sound like an aluta to me. Are you an aluta? Are you one of those aluta?
Let me tell you something.
Victoria Asata.
Let me tell you.
Aluta continua.
I'm not aluta. But let me tell you something. The fact remains the same. Each time I'm watching every candidate in 2019, whenever I'm watching them, to date, all the interview that Omoyele Sowore was granted in 2019, each time I watch them, I will say, if
yes, you are impressed because he's a poser. He's a poser. I'm not arguing that he's not a poser, but is he fit for purpose is the thing. And I don't think he is. Not fit. He's a poser. Yes, he can preen and peacock. He knows how to peacock, but because he's a poser.
This guy is not a poser, seriously. Let me tell you the truth. Because you know why I said that this guy is not a poser? Look at what Ghana people, South Africa are doing to Nigeria. Even though I know I never visit Ghana and I don't even dream to visit the country. You understand? But look at what they are doing to my Nigeria brothers there. I say if I should have opportunity to be a president, I will first of all let Ghana be on their own, let Nigeria be on their own. First of all, let everybody stay on their own first. Let's test each other.
Do you think we should? Sorry, Dan. Do you think we should go and colonize Ghana? Do you think? Because I, in instances, think we should just go and take over that country and colonize it. Do you think?
No. Even Ghana. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Lagos economy is more bigger than Ghana.
Yes, and they are blowing holes.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I can imagine Ghana within Nigeria. Ghana is more Ghana. We deport Nigeria. What kind of level? It pains me because of this is Buhari failures.
Ojo cantonment alone can go in there and take over Ghana. Just Ojo cantonment, and anytime you hear them, they are blowing hard. Maybe we should go and rule that country for the next 50 years and just teach them the ways.
You see, because of let me tell you something. There is one guy.
You don't have that military strength anymore.
Who told you that? We still have the strength to take over Ghana.
Which strength that cannot suppress insurgency for almost how many years now?
Yeah, no, it's only because they are allowing it to flow now.
Well.
Let me tell you something. There is Omoyele Sowore, when he was campaigning, he said, Africa, they are looking up to Nigeria. Not only Africa, he said every black race, they are looking up to Nigeria. It's only Nigeria will liberate all black race with the problem we are facing in the world. And when Nigeria get it right, even go and listen to this man in Kenya, Professor Molumba, Pio Lumumba, when he said,
Dan, 1 minute. That statement that Dan made now, that all black race are looking up to Nigeria, one man, is it true or
it is true? I agree. And because all of the hope of the black race needs a black success story, and the only real opportunity for that is Nigeria. So if Nigeria gets it right, then the black race will have a reference point.
Everybody will pick up.
Yes, and if Nigeria gets it right, then the whole of that, because whatever Nigeria does, especially that West African, that sub-region, you see that they are not doing coups anymore in West Africa because they stopped it in Nigeria. So Nigeria,
you understand?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's something you need to realize about this Nigeria. Not that because we are in Nigeria, that's why we are always proud of Nigeria. We are always praising Nigeria. This is historical fact. I mean, abroad, each time when you say black 5 people, Nigeria is there. Any 5 black people standing, when you get there, you must see Nigeria there.
Yeah, no, the black population globally, I think it's about 1 billion, and Nigeria 200 million. So 1 in 10, even 1 something in 10 is Nigerian. So yeah, but thank you, Dan. Just for pressure of time, just round off with a couple more comments, and then we go to Ajanle Koko.
Okay. The thing is that from this Governor Wike, seriously, I'm not too fans to Governor Wike because sometimes he misbehave. But the fact is not. You must give him kudos for this, brave heart that he just did this one, because I feel that this one is way forward. You understand? For me, if they say they want to divide Nigeria, I don't have problem with divide or not divide. But for me, if Nigeria can renegotiate, I should prefer that let them renegotiate. Let them go back to 1963 constitution. Let's build the nation together.
All right, thank you, Dan. Go on, yeah.
So, but if they say they don't want to negotiate, for me to say Oduduwa, small regions stand on their own, I don't look it, because we are the only future of a black race. So we should try to, unite the black race, not to separate each other.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Dan. Always a delight to hear from you. So, from Dan to Ajan Lekoko, are the talking points Buhari a failure or not? Three-prong promise he came on: insecurity, corruption, and the economy. Your assessment and Wike talking tough. Good to see you, Ajan Lekoko.
Good morning, one man. Good morning, everybody. Buhari is a failure from day one in the office. His name is synonymous to failure. He promised the nation before he got to power that when he gets to power that he will restructure the country. Up to today, he has not done anything about restructuring. So that makes him a failure. Before he got to power, he promised Nigeria that, okay, I will suppress insurgency within 6 months. Insurgency has got worsened today, and it has transformed to banditry and kidnapping. All this criminal element everywhere across the country. Herdsmen, criminal herdsmen, killing our people everywhere in the country, in the north, in the south, everywhere. So he's a failure. He promised Nigeria that, oh, I will not devalue Naira. What happened to Naira when he got to office? Naira rose beyond, Naira devalued beyond imagination because of bad economic policy. So that makes him a failure. He told Nigeria that he will follow the rule of law, that I'm a changed Democrat, I'm a Democrat now. How has he governed Nigerian? Has he governed Nigerian democratically? Has he followed the abide by the rule of law? No. So it's a failure. He promised Nigeria in his what do you call this in his speech in the first day that he assumed power, that I'm not for anybody, I'm for nobody but for everybody. Who has it been for now? He has been for Fulani agenda and not the interests of everybody in that country, but only for the interests of the Fulanization agenda. That is what he has committed himself. And that is why we have seen what he has done recently with the speed of light to constitute a committee to look for grazing, open grazing across the country for his people, for the Fulani housemen. So this man is a failure completely. Look at the economy. He has dragged down the economy beyond repair now, beyond repair. How do you want to describe that? Is that not a failure? It's a failure completely. He has increased the debt, the indebtedness of that country from $24 billion when he took over to about $110 billion now. What has he done? Is that not a failure? He has failed the country. He has turned Nigeria to a nation that have to borrow to fund the budget. Nigeria is borrowing to fund their budget. The past 2 years budget now, he has been borrowing to fund the budget. And he said it's going to continue to borrow. Where are we heading towards? We are heading towards economic disaster. So this man is a failure completely. There's no other way that you can describe this man but a failure number one. And it is difficult for investors to move into to go and invest in Nigeria, because if you go in and invest there, you are like somebody that is fetching water and dropping it in a basket. You are just throwing your money in the garbage. So he has destroyed every fabric, every sector of the economy. He has destroyed everything, and he has made that country insecure for everybody. Nobody have a peace of mind in that country. So this man there's no way you can describe it as a failure completely.
All right. I think that's quite categorical. And on Wike trying to localize taxation within his own state, saying that he cannot be collecting taxes and paying it to Abuja and having them funnel it to Borno, where they don't have a taxation system. So robbing Peter to pay Paul, Wike putting an end to it. What says you?
That's a strategic move by Wike. We have to commend him. Look, if the leaders of the South, particularly the southern governors, if they are very, very smart, they should join Wike in this struggle, because that's the only thing that can take them out of take our southern South out of economic.
Is this restructuring by the back door that we are seeing now? You know, people using now the court systems to rescue some of these things from the federal space and localize it within their space. Because Federal Inland Revenue Service was responsible for that VAT, collecting it federally and distributing it federally. But Wike now, through a high court, has gotten that judgment to localize it, and he has assented it into law within his own locality. And of course, if there's no pushback, then this will quickly be replicated. Imagine if Lagos State was able to keep it all of its internally generated revenue. The taxes, just imagine that doubles the economy of that space almost immediately.
Oh, yes. So describe it as restructuring. I hope, if I believe that the federal government will appeal against this judgment, and if they drag it to Supreme Court, if Supreme Court will rule in favor of Wike's position, that is it. We are economically free, and that will give us that resource control that we've been longing for. It will give us the constitutional right to control our resources and use our resources in the best way we can, to develop our community. So Wike has done a good thing. We have to commend him. We have to support him. Others have to join him. They have to make it like a team, a team effort. Look, I've been saying that there are certain things that we have to take up against this useless Nigerian state at the law court. There are a lot of things that can be taken to court. If we get ourselves together very well, we will surely defeat this barbaric strangulation of our space. If we get ourselves together, all the governors supposed to join Wike in this struggle to give us our freedom. It's a good thing that Wike have done. We have to commend him.
All right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. Stay with us. Let's now hear from Baba Akure, and then we take our closing remarks. So, Baba Akure, the talking points, good to have you. Buhari, a failure or not, came in on a three-pronged promise: insecurity, corruption, and the economy. So use that as the yardstick then to assess his tenure 6 years in, and Wike talking tough in Rivers State. Baba Akure, good to see you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Anyway, we have to commend Ajanle Koko because Ajanle Koko already nailed everything that I have in mind. And I think he already nailed all what average Nigeria, at least 90%, or let's just say 80% of Nigeria will say about Buhari administration. I as a person, I will always say, because I was one of his supporters in 2015, right? Okay. And the reason was that because of the level of corruption that we had during Goodluck Jonathan administration. But we never knew that it's even going to worse, because we can have it even worse than Jonathan right now. Because at the time of Jonathan, bag of rice was being sold for like I think for like 6,000 naira or 16,000, around that. But now a bag of rice is being sold for like 28,000, 30 something thousand naira, which is even more than minimum wage of somebody in Nigeria. So to say that Buhari administration is failure, I think that one is even pass mark. If we have any other thing to qualify than failure, it is just that's the English that we can use. If we have anything to qualify it more than failure, I think that will be even more better than failure. Well, I as a person, as I said, I was one of his supporters before, but the second time, when I see what was going on and what was coming, I said no. Then I had to support Sowore for that position.
But no, you too. You are Sowore too. Everybody is Sowore here.
So that was then. That was in 2000. When was the last election? It's 2018, right?
Yes, 19, I think. Yeah.
Okay. If it is 19 or 18, that was in 2018 or 2019. That was when I supported Sowore, but not now anyway. Because right now, what I want is what I want. It doesn't really matter.
Yoruba nation.
That is just it. It doesn't really matter to me whatever anybody say. Though it will have. You see, I always say it because somebody mentioned it here, and that was one of the reasons why I come to this stream. For us to say that Nigeria is not the country that's supposed to liberate black race, I think we miss the road if we don't believe that. It is very painful. Anybody can be hearing this. Either federal government is hearing it. It doesn't really matter. It is very painful when you see a country like Nigeria that 80% of its inhabitants want to leave. No matter how, even the politicians that we have today, most of them want to even leave. It's just that they cannot say it out. So, if Nigeria could get it right, like somebody said on this platform, Nigeria is a country that every black race is looking up to all over the world. If you go to Brazil, you go to Argentina, you go to United States, even here in Canada. I am telling you, if we say that Nigeria can get it right today, and we have our economy and everything is booming, I said it on this platform before. A lot of black Americans will come to Nigeria to come and live. But because Nigeria is laughing stock among a community of nations, that is why you see these people, they don't really care about Nigeria, so they don't want to come, they don't want to even visit, just ordinary visit. But I think we get it right. and everything is working the way it's supposed to be going, like the way we have it in 70s and early 80s, even up to middle of 80s. I can tell you, these people will come back to Nigeria and build house. But because we have government that they only care about the issue of taking money and what they can get from Nigeria, not what they can do for Nigeria. Ajale Koko mentioned in a statement that they borrow money and they use to augment budget. It's not the borrowing money to augment a budget, but to make sure that they get paid. Not for the development. If we have to be serious, the money they are borrowing is not for the development of Nigeria, but they want to get paid. I was speaking to one guy this morning. We spoke about this issue of Nigeria for almost 2 hours. He's one of those that's already close to Abuja. So it's not issue of borrowing money to do infrastructure. They pretend to be doing something anyway. But the most important thing that they are doing out of it is to pay themselves, to make sure that they get paid. Why those who are working every single day, they pay them half, or 20%, or 25%, or 75%. So, telling us that, for saying that this administration is not a failure, it is even more than failure. If we have any other thing to qualify it, that is just it.
All right. Quick comment on Wike, and then we start to round off. So, Wike taking a tough stance.
I read about it yesterday, and I think I think Wike is doing right thing, because going to Abuja to begging for money to service your state, I think it is out of touch. I think it is outrageous. I think it's barbaric. It is part of what I discussed with a guy this morning, that okay, you have to go to Abuja and get money to pay salary. Why you cannot even generate? Why you don't even generate money from your own state? Even the one they generated from the state, you take it to Abuja. Then let's say we'll be talking about this issue here. When you buy a carton of beer in Rivers State, the tax they deducted from that money, you took it to Abuja. Then they share it and put that part of that tax to Kano, where they don't want you to have hotel, where they don't want you to have a beer parlor. How can we justify that? How can we? So Wike is doing the right thing to me. So at least, like you rightly said, but that is it the beginning of restructuring? That could well be. If every other state now follow the suit, that is it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing anybody can do about it. So it means, okay, well, these people really ready to go. So that will show clearly that okay, we are tired of this. And I will be very happy if all the southern governor follow the footstep and make sure they enact that in their state. And like you said, if Lagos State does that, and if they manage their revenue properly, not the one that they are pocketing, if they have a very good government, and Lagos State can channel all those money to themselves alone, it will be of its own country. Lagos State alone, because remember, a lot of money they generated from that state.
All right. Thank you, Baba Akure. So we start to round off, and just a literal 1 minute for everyone. I will start off with UK, go to Dan, Baba Akure again, and Aseva Ajanle Koko. So UK, just like a minute or so, your final thoughts.
Well, my final thought is the nation, like the people who are ruling us, they need to think twice, because the country is not getting better. The country is heavily divided. People are not happy. People want better life. People want better security. People want everything that will make life comfortable, so that the country can progress in a very good direction. I mean, with that being said, again, based on what everybody has said about Wike, yeah, I believe if all those governors see what Wike are doing and follow Wike, the dynamics of that country will change. That is all I can say.
All right. Thank you, UK. Good to hear from you. Always a delight to hear from you, UK. So, Dan, same rules, just for about a minute or so. Your thoughts?
Well, Willie, I'm so delighted to see everyone here today and come to this platform today. And there's something I just love about Buhari to all Nigeria.
No, I think we
don't even know.
No.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, just barely, but just round it off fairly quickly, Dan.
Okay, so I'm trying to say that, Buhari show everybody, let the people to wise and focus on politics right now, because in 2007, they were talking about this restructure, but they were not serious with it because, well, PDP was trying to, paint everything like, the government is good, but Buhari just came and showed us that everything was messed up. So I'm so happy that, Buhari bring this kind of thing out so that the people should know that this constitution and the rest of the things that they are hiding for is already in domain. Everybody can see that this constitution can no longer function very well. So I'm happy for that, yeah. But meanwhile, the only thing I see that we Nigeria, we need to unite so that we should fight the common enemy, and the common enemy is the politician. This is what I need to say here.
All right, thank you, Dan. A delight. So Dan Juma. Next time he'll come as Theophilos. So thank you, Dan. Literal 1 minute for you as well, Baba Akure. Just quick thoughts, Baba Akure.
Well, nothing much to say. I have already said almost all what I want to say before, but I think, like Don said, we have common enemy, which are our politicians. They don't have any good agenda for us. So, and like I would say, to round up my own statement, every black race in the world would like Nigeria to get it right, because even we that we are talking about Biafra, nobody really wants Nigeria to disintegrate, if not because of how these people are behaving. Nobody really want that. If we can get it right, well, we will champion the black race in the black race, and we will be respected. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Baba Akure. Good to hear from you. Hopefully, we hear from you later still. So, Ajan Lekoko, same set of rules, just short summary, then we close it down. Ajan Lekoko, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is obviously clear to everybody that this man called Buhari has destroyed the unity of that country. He has destroyed the economy of that country. He has destroyed the the political stability of that country. So Nigerians, particularly we from the south, have to start because if we are talking about Nigerians abroad, we are the one abroad and not the northerners or the Hausas. So when we see Nigerians abroad, 95% of us are southerner, and we all want to go back home, but the way the nation has been destroyed is really bad and is keeping us behind here. But we hope one day our nation will get it right and be able to go back home and do whatever we want to do, our contribution to that nation will be able to fulfill it. So Governor Wike have done a good thing. I hope the governors will join him in this struggle. But my fear is that some of these southern governors are traitors, and they don't really mean, sometimes they don't mean what they are saying. One of the southern governors is one of the committee constituted by Buhari governor of Bonyi is one of those communities that considered by Buhari to look for grazing land for Fulani herdsmen. So we're going to see if they are going to team up with UK to fight this struggle, because this struggle of restructuring, UK has open ground for it, and I hope they will join him to take us to that promised land where we can control our resources and control our people and control what we have for our development. So thank you, one man. We'll see you later.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So as ever, Ajanle Koko just starts summing things up in a way that is only unique and peculiar to himself. So not much more to add on to what Ajanle Koko has said. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.